You are now within minutes of horror because we actually have another terrifying plane story that involves demons. 2023, another strange and odd plane story, so you know I'm going to be all over it. And this plane story actually happened today. An Iowa man now known as Wesley Orban was charged in federal court after screaming about God and demons, attempting to open the cabin doors of a plane right before takeoff at Omaha's Eppley Airfield. According to court documents, Orban was aboard a plane that was about to depart from Eppley, heading to LaGuardia Airport in New York on Thursday. Okay, so this didn't happen today, it happened on Thursday, but the news is now reporting about it today. A passenger told authorities that Orban began yelling, "God is real," and spoke of demons, then jumped out of his seat and ran towards the front of the plane, according to court documents. Flight attendants heard Orban yelling, "Open the doors," and then he started pounding on the cabin doors, attempting to open them, again according to court documents. Now, here's the very bizarre part, and I'm going to get into why this is strange in a second. A flight attendant and 4 other passengers were able to subdue Orban, who then said, "I'm embarrassed. I don't know why I did that." Now listen to this. The flight was suspended and the airplane was returned to the gate, with Orban being taken into custody by the Omaha Airport Authority Police Department. Orban, who was granted conditional release during an appearance in federal court Monday, has to turn over his passport, has to also turn over his shotguns, and he is also not allowed to leave Nebraska or Iowa and cannot have any drugs or alcohol. Now, this is not saying that this man was under the influence. It's possible that he was, but there's no confirmation about his blood tests or if he had any drugs or alcohol in his system. But it's very understandable why they don't want him taking any drugs or alcohol. This is a brand new story, so I can't confirm this next part, but a passenger who said they were on this plane said this man was screaming like a demon, and he had the strength of about 2 to 3 men, and it took them a while to actually subdue him. Like I said, there's not much information yet about this story, but this story is very similar to 3 plane stories that I did cover. And no, this is not similar to Tiffany G. I do personally believe that Tiffany G did see something, but until she comes forward, or until the woman on the plane comes forward and tells us what she saw, we will only be theorizing about what she saw. On July 13th and the 14th through Twitter, she was being very cryptic. She was letting us know she did see something. She was reaching out to NASA. And then after that for weeks, she was silent until, again, like I said, her identity was released by the media on August 7th of 2023. But this flight event that happened to Wesley Orban is very similar to what happened to Tom Cowling and what happened on his flight. Tom Cowling is very frightened by something he's sitting next to. He jumps up out of his seat, he's pointing at his seat, he's pointing to his mouth. He says something to the effect of, "It's your time, you died." And as he's running, he says, "I had to tell the pilots." And as he's being tackled, I, myself, and others have heard him say, "It's demonic," about 2 times. And then he's tackled, and that's the last we ever heard from Tom Cowling. Tom Cowling and the others who had this panic on their flights, including the Russian man who saw 3 ghosts staring at him, and the Chinese man who claims he saw a flight attendant changing out her batteries, they did not become the media sensations like Tiffany G, which in Tom Cowling's case is pretty bizarre. He's pretty well known in Britain. He's an up-and-coming boxer. He's 10-0. He's an up-and-coming rising star in the boxing world. Yet you can Google him. There are no updates on this man. By all accounts, he's pretty much missing. The only thing we know about Tom Cowling is that after he was yelling, "It's demonic," and when he was tackled and then he was taken off the plane, he pretty much went insane. He went crazy. He was put inside a police car and he was attacking the police. He could not calm down. He was taken to a courtroom and he still could not calm down, to the point he had to be put back into a police car and taken to a hospital. And inside the hospital, he was attacking the staff and the police again. So whatever he saw just drove him crazy. So we have this new man here, Wesley Orban from Iowa, talking about demons on this plane, jumping up out of his seat and running to the pilots. I made a video not too long ago, about a couple months ago, about how people are referring to demons and God on planes, and it's really causing them to panic. There was even one woman inside a plane who looked like she was possessed by a demon. Seriously! Stop! Stop! Seriously!
people on the plane.
Wait, we're not leaving already.
Yes, she got corona. She got corona. Some.
She took some. She took that some drugs. She took some. She was just fine in there, and she took some.
Same thing happened in China in 2017. An air passenger possessed by a demon caused his plane to turn around for emergency landing. A woman says she was possessed by evil spirits on an Air China plane. Like I said, these are not the only examples. I have made a video where there are plenty of examples of people either mentioning demons, God, or being overcome by religion inside an airplane, more so than any other mode of transportation. This has really ramped up in 2023, where people are seeing something very bizarre, something very strange and scary on their flights that's causing their flights to be delayed. I have also noticed something very similar when it comes to all these plane stories, when it comes to the Russian man, when it comes to the Chinese man, when it comes to the British boxer Tom Cowling, when it comes to Tiffany G, and now this man. These people always see something, these people always panic right before the plane takes off. The plane is still on the ground when these people are panicking, causing the plane to be delayed for a few hours. So are these people, unbeknownst to them, avoiding a major collision, a major catastrophe? Maybe whatever entity these people are seeing is not evil. Maybe it's trying to scare them, to cause them to panic, to cause a delay on these flights to avoid disaster. Remember when Tiffany G was in the airport, she was looking out the window, she was pointing at the plane. She was saying, do not let that plane leave. It will not make it to its destination. The plane was delayed for a few hours, and everybody was allowed to board the plane again, and it made it to its destination. Maybe she did avoid a major collision with another plane. In the month of July, there were 46 near hits where major airliners were about to collide into one another. 300 in the year of 2023 altogether. So with all these near hits, it's not outside the realm of possibility that these people are seeing something that is saving these planes. And maybe the planes these people were on were scheduled to collide with another plane. In Tiffany G's case, we have still yet to see the man she was sitting next to that caused her to panic. Same thing with Tom Cowling. We did not see whatever he was sitting next to cause him to panic. Nobody ever recorded these seating locations. I will continue to follow the story of Wesley Oban very closely, but again, it's another plane story where the plane has yet to take off. It was delayed due to a person having an outburst that involved demons and God. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.